Hello.
Hi.
We are back.
We got 3 more movies.
This is episode, what, 30 something?
It's 30 something. I don't keep track until after we record them.
Fair enough. We're getting up there.
But yeah, we watched 2 new releases.
Mm-hmm.
191 movie.
It was a good week.
I thought we had one really stellar movie.
Yes.
And then the other 2 were very underwhelming.
Fair enough.
So we're going to start with the stellar one.
Let's do it.
We watched Obsession.
Finally. I've been waiting for this movie.
I loved Obsession.
Just from the trailers, I knew we were in for a treat, and I was not disappointed.
Same. And then that director, his name is Curry Barker. He did like short films on YouTube. I think he's in his mid-20s.
Yeah, pretty young and very impressive for cranking out this project.
Very impressive.
Ambitious.
And this is another movie where I feel kind of like with Silence of the Lambs.
Mm-hmm.
It's very impressive that a man made this movie and was able to understand and portray a lot of nuances of the experience that women typically have.
Yeah, fair enough. Men, we know some stuff.
Depending on the man.
Not a lot, but some.
I was a big fan of this movie.
This is definitely a dark movie, pretty intense. It was perfect mixture of creepy factor with some jump scariness to really make it a really good horror movie. I don't think it was cheaping out on just doing a lot of big loud jump scares to really crank up the horror. It had good mood, good setting.
Yes, every scare was deserved.
Very much.
Because
very much.
You're right. I hate it when a movie tries to throw a cheap scare at you. Like a jump scare happens or a loud noise and, oh, it was just the cat. Nothing was just the cat here. The cat.
Oh, the cat was plenty of things.
The cat.
Sandwich.
Really had a bad time. I personally
Pill
like
popper.
the wild theory that Nikki is somehow possessed by his cat.
I have not heard that theory, but I love that.
Which is why she's doing like the cat shrine and everything.
Oh.
That's probably not the case or intentional at all, but I do think it's a fun fan theory.
Hey, until I hear otherwise, I have to assume that was the director's intention.
Well, the company name for the wish stick, when they did a close-up on the box, it was Tabby Co. or something like that. It had Tabby in it, and
Really?
There was a little cat picture on it.
I missed that.
So you do see cats throughout, but maybe Curry Barker just really likes cats. I really like cats.
Fair enough.
So
Fair
that's
enough.
fair.
That cat deserved better.
Sandy
deserved. Well, more than her owner could give.
Bear was way too casual about Sandy dying because he was irresponsible.
Could not be bothered. All Sandy's death did was give him a little bit more ammunition to try to get some sympathy points.
You know what? You're right.
That's all he cared about. Dude was a sociopath the entire movie.
He left those pills out on purpose.
I was
so
reading
he could
a little
get sympathy
bit.
points.
Maybe. He's just careless and he forgot to feed the cat, probably left. I guess it was his grandmother's pills and medicine that he was taking.
So yeah, when they showed the pill bottle, it was a woman's name.
Gotcha.
And he said he got the house from his grandma, or he got to stay there. So I'm under the impression he probably moved in with his grandma to take care of her, and then she passed away.
Makes sense. I thought the actor playing Nikki did such a fantastic job. Do you think this movie will get any nominations?
Okay, so I would love that. Indy Navarrete, that's her name.
Okay.
What a star.
Very
I've never
much.
seen her in anything before. I guess she's done a couple TV shows, some smaller stuff, but
Really nailed this role.
Is definitely gonna be her big break.
No doubt. Really pulled off the creepiness factor and then could switch to all nice and innocent, on a dime.
And she was fluctuating her voice and contorting her body and moving in just the exact right way that was necessary for each scene.
Yeah, pretty physical role.
Oh, yeah. It almost felt like she was playing 3 or 4 different characters sometimes.
It really was.
Because Nikki had just so many different
Quirks.
There you go. Because, yeah, sometimes it's the jealous, why don't you love me? Like, girlfriend. Sometimes it's, homicidal. Other times, she's just standing there. She's just waiting. I love you. And then sometimes she's normal.
Sometimes, yes. Do you think, so I've been wondering this. So Bear does the Make-A-Wish stick. Nikki's like in love with him now. Do you think it was more she is being like compelled by this wish, but it's still like her, but with this really like dark personality now that comes out, versus sometimes I was kind of wondering like, is this like the body of Nikki, but she's like possessed? Almost,
I think it's a Get Out situation. Because you know how in Get Out they've been, and that's more, of course, like, the brain surgery stuff.
Sure.
But sometimes the people in Get Out, they'll snap for a bit and it's like the actual person coming through.
Mm-hmm.
And, get out. But for the most part, it's the new inhabitant that's been put in the body. That's the vibe that I got, because you have that scene where she's asleep and Bear's trying to leave, and you just see, which is so good, again with the performance, very chilling. She's laying there sleeping, and then just the mouth is just moving subtly, telling him to kill her and saying, oh, she's sleeping.
Right. I keep thinking back to the scene where Bear calls the number on the back of the like wish stick box, talks to this guy, and he goes, do you want to talk to Nikki? Here she is. And it's just her screaming in the background. I thought that was so creepy and well done. That's what kind of led me to believe like, oh, the crazy Nikki is not actually her. It's something or someone else.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe a
think
cat.
it is.
It's just her personality or part of her mind has been changed, or is like she's being compelled to do this.
Exactly, because then at the end, spoilers, when she's able to snap out of it, she's like screaming and crying, like, what did you do? So I feel like she has some awareness of what had happened. I know it's a pretty gruesome scene around her, but still, I think she was understanding what was going on, maybe seeing it almost through a window or something.
Sure.
I really do just think of Get Out. That's kind of how I imagine that scenario to be.
I guess as we've talked it over, I can kind of picture it as if you've ever heard someone describe like, I got so angry, I was just seeing red. It's not that, it's still them inside. It's just the worst parts of a personality trait rearing its ugly head.
Someone's disassociating almost.
Absolutely. I liked that the guy that Bear called on the phone about the wish stick was like almost the hidden antagonist. We never see who that is or really find out much more about it other than you can't break the wish until you die.
Well, he sounds like a disinterested customer service guy.
Very much, until it turns dark.
Yeah, until the very end of the conversation. And I thought that was great because at first it seems like, oh, this is a scene of a little comedy, a little levity.
Yeah.
Not really levity, but, he's saying things in this way that's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So then when it just switches to, do you want to talk to her?
Loved that.
Oh, I felt chills. So that was done very well. The other day, I actually saw a TikTok from the costume designer.
Okay.
And I didn't pick this up when I watched the movie, but when I saw her talking about it, I really liked the detail. So, there's the girl that is into Bear.
Yes.
Is her name Sarah?
I believe so.
I'm going to call her Sarah. And she is wearing, it was specifically in the script, she needs to be wearing a purple flower dress.
Okay.
And the costume designer was like, well, when you think purple flower dress, that's not really Sarah's vibe. Then she found one and it like worked with her vibe.
Sure.
And of course, we know that Nikki comes in and does a little bash against a brick. So in the whole last sequence, when she's trying to tattoo herself and all that, trying to make herself more like Sarah, because why won't you love me?
Right.
She took her dress. She's wearing her dress.
I did not
in that
notice
scene,
that.
and I didn't pick up on that, and I love that.
Yeah, because she still had the body, did not get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
Very gruesome. I think the practical effects in this movie were very well done.
They were. This was not an expensive movie to make, and it made so much money.
Oh, yeah.
Which I hope
Good.
people who, make and finance movies, the big studios, I hope they'll see that and understand what the general public wants and what we liked about that. But they're going to take exactly the wrong shit away from the success of Obsession.
It's not too often I can walk away from a movie thinking like, dang, now that was a horror movie. That was great. I think probably for me, the creepiest scene there's a number to choose from, but that kind of got me the best, worst, who knows, was Bear's asleep and he wakes up and she's like hiding in the corner, kind of behind, just like staring at him. And the way they had it shot or edited, whatever, when she's in the shadows, or like that one scene, she's holding the like flower vase in front of her face at that one scene, she's starting to look kind of like demonic. You've got that one scene where she suddenly like starts going in reverse almost. And just the contortion and the way they had the makeup and lighting, she looked like ghoulish.
Yeah, the last
that was
time
cool.
I felt that specific way was watching Hereditary.
Yes. It's just, I don't know, it's different. It's not like a cheap horror or gimmicky. It's just its own very unique flavor.
Yes, exactly. Because we even get quite a bit of time at the beginning of the movie just to see Bear and Nikki and their friends interacting with each other. It takes a minute until we start getting into the horror stuff. And that is actually really necessary and really interesting to watch too, because you really need that baseline of Nikki and her relationship with Bear before any of that later in the movie is going to feel effective.
I agree.
No way did she like him. She was not into him at all.
We had a couple scenes I loved where she is just all over Bear and then snaps very quickly and starts like screaming. And that one scene where she like snaps back to the real Nikki, comes forward and she hurls herself away from Bear and just going like, no, it's not me. And then immediately stabs herself in the face. Her friends really dropped the ball on not getting her help as quickly. I'm calling 911 on that early, as she's had a few monologues that started like weird and then started getting like really creepy and gross. Loved that.
Well, because we establish early on that Nikki's a writer.
Oh, I guess I missed that.
Mm-hmm. And that's why she wants to quit the job.
Okay.
So she can focus more on writing. And then when she's at the party and they're playing Jenga, I don't know what her Jenga question or whatever was, but she gets up to read some of what she's working on.
Yeah.
And it's this weird Hansel and Gretel brother-sister erotica shit.
Yes, very twisted. This movie's twisted. I liked it.
And again, that goes back to Nikki always saying that she saw Bear as a brother.
Oh, that's right.
And so
I didn't make that connection.
When it's Obsession, I love you, Nikki, there's still that feeling of, oh, he's a brother, but now she's twisted it around in the whole demon wish context. And that was just so unhinged. She did such a great job.
I thought it was really funny when they get the second wish stick and the one other friend, he's not really a friend, but Sarah's boyfriend, I forget his name.
Ian?
I think it was Ian.
I don't think that's Sarah's boyfriend.
Friend, I guess?
I think they're just friends because Sarah's into Bear and Ian's been hooking up with Nikki.
Okay, I thought they were together for some reason, but...
They're always together in context because they seem like kind of a 4-person friend group.
Yeah.
So when Bear and Nikki are together all the time in the, obsession part of the movie, they just kind of end up showing up at the same time together in the context of, okay, here's interacting with the friends.
It was really funny when he's like, okay, I wish for $1 billion, just sarcastically, and it just starts raining money.
Now that's a man who knows how to wish.
That's true. He deserved better. Or worse?
Guy.
I'm not sure.
No, you know what? I think that there's nothing wrong with Ian wishing for $1 billion.
Fair.
I do think there's probably something wrong with Ian maybe not stepping in a little earlier with the whole Nikki situation. He did eventually. And, there's also the aspect of he really thinks Nikki is all over Bear all the time to try to get back at him.
That makes more sense now.
Because they've been hooking up. And so then you think about it and it's like, okay, they've been hooking up for years, it seems. That must be one toxic dynamic.
Yes.
What's been going on in their relationship that he finds all of this to be a normal way that she's like trying to get back at him.
And at the same time,
probably does shit to her and it's just...
Yes, they're used to it or expects it a little bit.
Yeah.
I did like pretty early on after Nikki becomes the obsession demon, multiple characters are like, is she okay? Something's like very wrong with her. Like, keep an eye on her. It was clocked like, hey, she's being very strange now.
Oh yeah, because completely different person. And there's that scene, again, I think it's the one where he's on the phone and they ask, oh, do you want to take the wish back? He doesn't immediately go to just cancel the wish. He first goes to, no, keep the wish, but just make her normal.
Bear is the villain of this story.
100%.
Or one of the villains.
I've seen a lot of people talking about using this movie as a litmus test.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, who do you think was the protagonist?
Yeah, who's the hero of the story? Sandy.
The hero's sacrifice.
Man, is there even a hero here?
Maybe just victims.
Yeah.
It ain't Bear for sure.
Well, no, Bear is the villain.
Yes,
for sure.
Definitely. Maybe the wish stick is our hero.
You know what? I like to think that. It did give Ian $1 billion. Poor guy. He got shot right after getting $1 billion.
He died happy.
Poor Sarah, too. Man.
Got smashed.
Right before she was going to go to tattoo school.
Oh, I did want to ask. So, Bear goes to this kind of like thrifty shop he was initially trying to get Nikki a new necklace, right?
Yeah.
Finds the wish stick. If I recall, the person at the counter was like a gal at the beginning. He goes back later to try to get another one or return it, whatever, and it's a different person there. And I was at first picking up, is whatever, who knows, quote unquote, evil force that's behind what's going on, was that kind of embodied in the person at the beginning that sold him the wish stick, or is it just, no, that's a different employee?
I just think that's a different employee.
Okay.
I think the guy at the end is a famous person, but I'm not familiar with him.
Oh, okay. Neat.
But yeah, no, Bear was essentially going into... I've been in many stores like this. It's a witchy store.
Witchy store. Love it.
Go get your crystals, go get your spell candles and your tarot cards and your fancy wish sticks.
Should have just gotten her the necklace. You would have been good.
Do you think any witch stores are going to start selling copies of the wish sticks?
Hey, I'm going to start looking online right now.
Oh, I'm sure it exists.
Yes, I love this movie from beginning to end. It's probably one of my favorite horror movies, at least in recent memory, maybe of all time.
I didn't think there was a single moment in this movie that felt unnecessary or slow or boring.
Agreed, the pacing was fantastic.
Yes, and that's a big issue. That's honestly probably my biggest issue with movies is pacing. That'll get me to not care for a movie.
It didn't overstay its welcome. The big ending conflict or ending scenes weren't drawn out unnecessarily. Everything had purpose.
I love that right before Bear was gonna stick his fingers down his throat because, of course, he's a little coward bitch baby.
Couldn't even use the gun.
You hear the snap.
Yes.
And
immediately... that
off.
shift. Yep. What a fun ride.
I agree. Some great acting, some great directing. Like, I'm going to keep an eye on Curry Barker, that's for sure. He has talked about wanting to maybe make a TV show anthology type thing with this, where maybe he'll direct an episode that's a new story with the wish sticks, and then other directors can come in and direct a story that they want to do with the wish sticks.
I fully endorse that director going ahead and start to remake American Horror Story, even though it's not, original run hasn't ended yet, but go ahead and start remaking it from season 1. Love to see what they do. Show Ryan Murphy how to do horror.
Season 1's great.
That's nice.
I hate trees.
What an opener. But yes, Obsession. Asterix, it gets a little brutal. It's, kind of visceral. It's
Trigger warning.
Yes, it's not the scariest movie of all time, but it's creepy and it's just like a great horror movie.
See, this is a movie I knew what uncomfortable topics would probably come up in a movie about a man who makes a wish to manipulate a woman to love him.
Yes.
And, that rings true. So
it's a good
you
critique
can prepare
on
yourself.
Relationships,
entitlement, objectification,
communication. Rose should have just said how he felt, and once he got shot down, then he takes all the pills. Everyone's happy, except Sandy.
Because a normal person would just wish for Sandy back.
Yes, true.
Or $1 billion.
Yeah. Hey, if he had just gone ahead and wished for $1 billion, she probably would have gotten with him.
Honestly. But yeah, he doesn't even want to improve himself with the wish.
Oh, no, not at all.
He just wants to manipulate a woman.
Complete narcissist.
Take away her ability to consent.
Yeah. I like that at no point, and you touched on it, Bear never tries to improve himself or reflect on his actions or his decisions that got him to these really bad points. He's, calling the customer service guy, trying to fix the damage he's done or change the damage he's done, alter the situation to his benefit instead of, I don't know, self-reflection, improving himself, or trying just to, stop doing harm. Well done. A great portrayal.
The score that I'm going to give Obsession, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going 100% for Obsession. I can't think of anything I would change or alter about it, so 100%.
Love it. I've been thinking on this a little bit. I'm going to give Obsession a 98%. 2 reasons for those 2 points. Number 1, as great of a movie as it is, there's a lot of blood and body fluid and some nastiness, so I don't feel compelled to immediately rewatch it. I gotta let it simmer a little bit. Number 2, I don't think in that one scene the car window glass would have broken that way. It looked a little too unrealistic. It broke like a normal window instead of like safety glass. Now that could be due to the age of the car, I don't know, but I'm a sucker for realism. Magical demon wishes and money raining from the sky is one thing, but I am a stickler for how glass breaks.
That is the first thing you said when the movie ended.
Yep. It's the same thing like when you see someone gets like, say in an action movie, someone gets like shot by a shotgun and they go like get lifted up into the air and go flying. No.
My favorite is still you getting so upset at the end of Sinners when Michael B. Jordan pulled that gun out of the ground. And you were like, that's not historically accurate. And then he pulled
the grenade pen with his teeth? No, that's some Rambo era bullshit that people just saw and thought, yep, that's how it works. No.
Looks cool.
Do you think grenades are so unsafe that you can just pull it out like you're spitting out a toothpick? No. Kaboom.
This glass thing isn't a new development for you.
It's only going to get worse.
It's brought up every time we see glass in a movie.
One way to tank a movie for me.
And on Rotten Tomatoes, Obsession has an identical critics and audience score.
Okay.
94%.
94. I honestly thought it would have been higher.
I think it should be higher.
Not bad, not bad.
Obsession is worth the hype. It's worth more hype. It's great. Because honestly, by the time we got around to this movie, it probably was really hyped up.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel disappointed at all.
Lived
I thought
up
it was
to
great.
it.
Exactly.
The two big movies, like horror movies, I've been looking forward to this year: Obsession and Backrooms.
I'm looking forward to Hokum, and we're finally going to watch it this weekend, and I'm so
Yes.
excited. I loved Oddity.
Yes, that looks creepy as well. This is a great horror movie. It is a very well done, strong horror movie. So if you're, I don't know, squeamish or don't enjoy those type of movies, this might not be for you. But honestly, I'd recommend give it a try.
You can cover your eyes if it gets too bloody.
This movie is all gas, no brakes. Loved it. Thumbs up, worth the hype.
Well, the next movie that we watched was Normal,
Oh,
starring
yeah.
Bob Odenkirk, where he is the interim sheriff of a small town in Minnesota
I
called
think.
Normal. They were trying to be Fargo, but Fargo's interesting. Bob Odenkirk is even the sheriff in season 1 of Fargo.
Oh, is he? I've never seen Fargo.
We watched the season with Juno Temple.
That's right. I like that season.
I think you
Haven't
would
seen
really
earlier.
like the other ones. The only one I didn't care much for was the Chris Rock season. But you have Jessie Buckley as like a homicidal nurse, and that's fun.
That is fun. And even though he does pull it off pretty well, I don't understand this big push in these multiple movies of making Bob Odenkirk this big action star, kind of like in this movie, or trying to be. It's like they're trying to make him into a John Wick-esque kind of character.
I guess he has fun with it. It's not like he does a bad job
Not
or
at all.
anything, but
To me, he's always going to be Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
I love his kind of dark comedic roles like that. He's just got that really quick, witty banter, great delivery.
he
But then
didn't
this
have
movie,
much along those lines here.
no, I don't think he was definitely underutilized.
It felt like it was just Nobody 3.
This Normal, I feel like the script was written by AI. That's the only thing that kind of makes sense to me. The twists, not even twists, the direction the story goes just kind of left me questioning some things. We've got so many just kind of weird elements smushed together.
I don't even think the visuals or the action scenes felt at all distinct either.
Not really. We got this small little town in Minnesota. Bob Odenkirk's this like good-to-do sheriff with his own little past and dark backstory. The Yakuza start showing up for some reason. There's like a hidden gold vault. We get to the scene where he's like responding to a bank heist, and immediately his other deputies like, oh, he can't find out what's in the vault, shoot him. So he immediately sides with the bank robbers. They were fine. I think that little duo did a good job.
They had a dog named Olive.
Olive was great. We did not get enough Olive. And it's what the Yakuza is using this remote little town's bank as like one of their, I don't know, holding sites for all their illicitly gotten like gold and money and guns and drugs and stuff as well.
Yeah, they're like, let's put it all in this small little town because everyone will cover up for it and no one will figure out where it is.
I guess the idea is everyone in the town is like in the know and is being paid off by the Yakuza to kind of look the other way or maintain the status quo.
Let me tell you, of the 2 action movies we've watched this year where the Yakuza was the villain entity, this was definitely the lesser one. Okay, the other one, that movie with Jason Momoa and
Dave Bautista?
Dave Bautista.
Yeah, it was okay.
That one
More entertaining.
had a crazy guy who was snorting cocaine off of his swords.
What a
Like,
hero.
What an icon.
Glorious.
This movie didn't have an icon like that.
This movie was not campy at all.
No.
After the bank scene, we get this kind of like running battle of Bob Odenkirk and these 2 bank robbers have teamed up out of necessity, are trying to like fend off the town. Henry Winkler was the mayor for some reason, but
yeah,
he gets...
I forgot he was even in this movie.
I love Henry Winkler, but he gets blown up within like the first probably half hour. This movie was thankfully only about 90 minutes.
They really didn't utilize our girl Cersei Lannister enough either.
Oh yeah, why was she even in this movie?
I don't know. At first they introduce her and you think she's going to be a love interest, and then
Yeah.
she just fucks off until the very end of the movie when they kind of do a big bad reveal with her, but it's not even a big bad reveal. It's just kind of underwhelming. Like, oh, you mean she's in on the plot that the entire rest of the town is in on?
Yeah.
I could have guessed that.
And after a little while, Bob Odenkirk and the bank robbers, like, they, I feel unrealistically, do very well and get the upper hand on a lot of the, like, town, like, cops and populace, but Eventually, everyone finds out, oh crap, the Yakuza bosses are coming to check what's going on. They're coming in from Japan. Quick, everyone needs to now get along. All of a sudden, after we've been blowing each other up and pretend everything is fine, we have a little scene of them like cleaning up the bank site, pretending like they're covering up the gunfight to pretend like it was a car accident, like drove through the doors or something like that. Just kind of nonsensical to me.
Yeah, and then at the end, they're all just friendly kumbaya again. Do you know how many people you just killed in this weirdo conflict?
There's a whole scene of Bob Odenkirk throwing sticks of dynamite at like the town populace and cops, trying to drive them off and doing quite well, blowing all kinds of people up.
Something tells me that would look like a little more than just a car crash.
Yes. And then we get towards the end, everyone's like, okay, we got to cover this up before the Yakuza gets here and kills us all. And I guess it's like, okay, we have to work together to survive, I guess. We get this weird scene of everyone's now then like dining at like the TGI Fridays in town, something like that. The Yakuza boss is like accidentally killed by a firearm that's hanging up on the wall that's all loaded.
Yeah.
And of course, instead of anyone like reacting, oh, what a terrible accident, no, everyone, all the townsfolk in Yakuza start shooting each other and start duking it out. And while that was a fun scene, it was just weird. I'm like, how did we even get here? You know?
That did remind me of the one aspect about this movie that I liked. And it was very much that, of course, all of these small town people, they all love their guns.
Yes.
You walk into the restaurant, there's guns all over the wall. They love them.
All loaded, apparently.
Yeah, and they're so eager to pull the guns out. But when these townspeople are pulling guns out and firing, they're missing horribly every
all over the
time.
place, yeah.
And that's exactly what would happen with all these people who are like, I got my gun and I'm going to defend myself. They're going to miss. They're not good shots.
I guess everyone forgave Bob Odenkirk for blowing up Henry Winkler pretty quickly. And his other, like, deputy partner who he was with in, like, the first, like, quarter of the movie. He gets blown up. No hard feelings, I guess. Then I think he ends up teaming up with the former sheriff's daughter. So I think the former sheriff kind of found out what's going on and maybe they had him killed or something like that.
Former sheriff's kid.
Excuse me. And they team up for a little while. Bob Odenkirk has this weird little backstory of like he responded to a call and ended up like killing an abusive dad, something like that. And that's his reasoning for kind of keeping to himself or traveling around. And this is why he's filling in just kind of in this random town as sheriff.
It comes out he killed the girl who was being abused.
Shouldn't have pointed a
gun at him. But he's like, this whole thing would have been avoided if I had just believed her in the first place, which, yeah, dude, what's wrong with you?
I don't really know how that lesson was supposed to exactly help in the main story.
I don't think it was. I think they were just trying to they wanted to give him a big PTSD backstory.
Give him some sympathy points, I guess.
Yeah, but they don't want you to dislike the character, so they make the reason why he had to do a killing to be like one of the most disgusting things that no one can get behind, you know?
Sure. And that's kind of it. They end up killing all the Yakuza after like half the town is killed. And they're like, okay, we're all done now. I'm going to stay here as the sheriff. Or no, he goes down to, I think, Florida afterwards.
Yeah, and he brings the mayor's kid as his new deputy assistant.
I don't know if that's how it works.
And yeah, I don't think that's how it works either. And then at the very end, he gets a call back from his wife who's been ignoring his phone calls.
And that's kind of it. This story was surprisingly shallow for them trying to make it kind of an action-y movie. Again, character motivations and everyone is like on opposing sides, then suddenly on the same side, and there's no dialogue kind of ironing out, again, no hard feelings, I guess. Kind of baffling to me. I did not really enjoy this.
I didn't either. I'm going to give normal a 45%.
Say 54. I'll mirror you. Not quite worth it.
On Rotten Tomatoes, this has a 77%. That is way overhyped.
I agree. I mean, people like Bob Odenkirk, and he's fine in this movie.
He's not a bad actor, so he does a perfectly serviceable job, but the character is written as such a nothing character, you know?
If you want a sort of weird actiony movie that you don't have to think about, just leave it on in the background, sure. If you like Better Call Saul or Cersei Lannister, fine.
You should watch that one with Jason Momoa and Dave Bautista instead,
More
because
fun.
that one has a guy snorting cocaine off of weapons.
What a hero.
But yeah, I'm gonna say that this movie is way overhyped and I do not recommend it.
Agreed. Skip this. Just watch Obsession again. You'll have a much better time.
And our final movie,
Yes.
going back to 1991, we watched The Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear.
The Naked Gun. Now, we watched the newer one, the Liam Neeson one, not too long ago, and meh.
Meh. I probably liked that one more than this one. But I don't think this is my kind of humor.
I like Leslie Nielsen. I thought the comedy was fine. I'm sure in 91 it was hilarious. I couldn't have fun with any of the OJ scenes other than what it looked like he was maybe in pain. The story is just kind of what you would expect out of a Naked Gun.
Not much of a story.
Yes.
I didn't think it was funny at all. I don't think I laughed any. I don't get it. I know that these Naked Gun movies are popular, and I feel like the others probably have this same humor because the Liam Neeson one had this same humor, and I didn't think that was very funny either.
Agreed. The Liam Neeson Naked Gun, I feel like they gave away most of the jokes in the trailers. That just ruins a good comedy.
I guess I'll say I didn't know anything about this movie, so I didn't know any of the jokes beforehand.
There's like 2 or 3 Naked Gun movies total that I'm aware of. The original with Leslie Nielsen. I found him always very funny. He's hilarious in Scary Movie 3 when I first saw him as a kid. But I get the feeling in these kind of movies, the original is always going to be the best / funniest, because they probably are able to put in their best jokes kind of for this concept. And in the sequels, they're just kind of wringing out the kind of B material.
Yeah, because the first one made a lot of money. Now, well, let's do it again.
It's all very tongue-in-cheek. Don't take it too seriously. It's fine, but I don't think that makes it an enjoyable experience.
The one thing I can say is at least the villain of the story, like the bad guys, they're trying to do environmentally unfriendly things. It's a very pro the environment movie.
It is. I appreciated that.
Which that's good, because I honestly feel like that's something that has gotten worse over time, is how people treat and care for the environment.
Agreed. I thought the wheelchair guy, he plays like the uncle, I think Uncle Dursley in the Harry Potter movies. He looked like he was having a fun time. He's playing two different roles, two different characters. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of physical comedy. It's over the top and ridiculous. Towards the end, the bad guy's trying to get away and he gets mauled by a tiger. No, he gets mauled by a lion, not a tiger, because they've accidentally let a bunch of zoo animals loose. I had a few chuckles here and there, a few chortles.
Maybe I'm just not that into physical comedy.
If done right, it could be quite funny. I grew up on Three Stooges material, so I can find that pretty funny when it's done right. I really feel like they were just kind of phoning it in a little bit.
I like when Kevin gets those guys in Home Alone.
Exactly. Physical comedy can be done really well. I think this movie was trying to just kind of beat you over the head with just joke after joke or funny scene one after another, and it didn't let anything breathe at all.
Yeah, that's a good point. And then the plot was just so thin.
Exactly.
It was just there to be a vessel for the jokes, which is fine. That was probably the intention, but it's not my favorite.
We'll need to watch the original Naked Gun at some point just to kind of compare. And again, I feel like in these kind of movies, it's the same thing when you have like your weird sequels like the Dumb and Dumber sequel or anything like that. They had the best material in the original and probably had a lot of like scrapped jokes they couldn't fit in. They take all the unused material and just throw it into the sequel. It just doesn't work.
That makes sense.
I appreciate what the series has done and always liked Leslie Nielsen. It's probably seen as like maybe a classic comedy to some folk. I'm sure plenty of people find this movie hilarious. I don't doubt it. I'm sure when it came out in 91 was well received or seen as a good early comedy film, but nowadays kind of dry, kind of flat. I'm going to give this a 63%.
I didn't like this movie. I didn't think anything was funny about it. It's just not the kind of thing that tickles my funny bone, you know? So, with that being said, I'm gonna give this movie a 14%.
14. Ouch.
I didn't have fun.
Yeah, I really do think you mentioned Home Alone, like kind of physical comedy. You need to space it out in order for it to really be impactful and kind of get that laugh sometimes.
Home Alone came out the year prior, I believe.
That's crazy to me,
and
actually.
Home Alone didn't get a certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
Interesting.
Just saying.
Blinded by nostalgia.
Yeah. That's our week.
2 stinkers, and we had to go through 2 stinkers to find a diamond.
And The Naked Gun, 2.5.
Oh yeah, what we got?
77%.
People are nostalgic for maybe that kind of comedy or series.
I don't like it.
It's got name recognition nowadays. It's maybe not necessarily the sequel, but the original, and other movies that are similar, like Airplane. They're memeable. They're really good in clips. YouTube Shorts, I'm all over it. Watching the full thing, no thanks. Waste my time.
This is way too overhyped, and I did not like it, and I would not recommend it.
My attention span is way too small for being able to enjoy a quote-unquote comedy like this. Sorry, Leslie.
I'm going to say, for my weekly recap, Obsession.
Of course.
Then Normal, then Naked Gun.
I think I would rank that the same.
But it's like Obsession all the way at the top of the mountain, and then Normal is at the base of the mountain, and the Naked Gun is just scattered along the path to walk over to the mountain.
It's like there are only 3 contenders for this week, but Obsession first place, 9th place is Normal, 10th place is Naked Gun 2.5.
I agree.
But you know what? I'm hoping it will be seen as like a top tier kind of classic horror movie, and that will be seen in the future. So I look forward to watching Obsession again eventually. Gotta let it marinate for a little while.
My Indy Navarrete Oscar campaign starts now.
Oh, for sure. Best Picture. Let's go.
Honestly, yeah.
Let's go.
Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay. I think the guy who played Bear did a good job too. I'd
Yes.
throw him a bone. Depending on how lead actor looks this year, I know we've got some heavy hitters coming up.
It's the same way that the actor pulls off a villainous role so well, in that like people look from Game of Thrones, like Ramsay Bolton they look at the actor and hate you. Same way with the Bear actor.
Well, and then actors who capture a role like that so well, I always figure, oh, that guy is probably really nice, and he probably like really gets it, you know?
He's really like a Joffrey character.
He's able to portray this horrible person so well and so accurately because he understands what is wrong with that behavior. So that guy's probably great.
You nailed it.
But yeah, I hope they all get Oscar nominations and Obsession for Best Picture.
I hope it wins all the Oscars. I would say probably the other big heavy hitter right now that we've seen, I'm going to anticipate seeing something at the Oscars. It's going to be Project Hail Mary. Obsession.
I think Project Hail Mary will definitely get in visual effects. And then it might be, there's usually a big, a dad movie crowd pleaser every year. Last year was F1. This year it could be Project Hail Mary, which is a much better movie than F1.
Absolutely. I would say even, does it blow Project Hail Mary out of the water? Not necessarily, but I definitely had a lot more fun. And just as far as like a memorable movie, Obsession all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Like my leading contender right now.
Same. Right. And with that,
it was a good week.
Well, we had one really great movie and it just overshadowed everything.
Hey, that's why we had to crawl through the shit to find that diamond, and it's okay.
Mm-hmm. And next week we get to watch Hokum, so I'm really excited to watch Hokum.
Let's go.
All right. Well, goodbye, everyone.
Thanks for listening. Take care of your cats.
R.I.P. Sandy.
R.I.P. Sandy. You looked delicious.